Basil and Will from Grayson Hobby, and today we're going to do a video on the Wizard
and the Wizard 220S,
and we're going to show you how to properly mount this little GoPro box camera.
Yes, this is the one that's included with the 220S, not included with the older Wizard, but it's a very cheap accessory that a lot of people are getting for the...
We do sell these individually, so you can get, actually if you had the old Wizard, you can put it on. But the reason why we're doing this video is not because the directions and the manual just has one tie wrap.
Yeah, they're showing one zip tie to hold this whole thing
So if you can see here, one tie wrap, this thing moves very easily. So we've come up with a little idea. We'll kind of
just something quick and dirty. The biggest thing is, do you really want one zip tie holding your camera that costs as much as your quad on it? You know?
Well, yeah, because some of those GoPros can go $300–400.
Yeah.
So what you're gonna need is really easy. You're gonna need some double-sided tape. You're gonna need a marker of some sort.
The actual mount itself.
The actual mount, and then a drill bit. What size is it?
This is either 4mm or 5/32. Either one will work. You can use slightly larger. I wouldn't go any smaller than a 4mm or 5/32 because otherwise the zip tie is kind of hard to get in there. You want to use a pretty beefy zip tie.
So what size is it?
5/32.
There you go. And then you're going to need a razor blade or a cutter.
Exacto. A kniff.
A kniff. And then a battery strap. And the most important thing we don't have on our table are the actual tie wraps.
You had one job. And last but not least, the tie wraps.
So what size are those?
These are 8-inch cable ties. You can get probably 4-inch ones would probably be okay.
20 centimeter for you folks in
internationally.
Yes. Now
in the good old USA.
How thick are these? Because that's probably the most important part. Yeah, Stay tuned, and this is how you mount it.
It was 4mm wide.
Guys, if you like this video, give us a big thumbs up and be sure to subscribe because every week we try to put out a video. And more importantly,
don't forget to visit Grayson Hobby for all your do-it-yourself component builds, ARF quads, and custom configured quads by yours truly.
We're gonna staple these on. All right, so we got our everything laid out here. First things first, we're gonna take our mount and we're gonna mark little holes and how far apart. Where mark them. Basically,
you're gonna run 2 zip ties, 1 or 2 zip ties across, but we also want to run 1 or 2 lengthwise in here from front to back. And to do that, we'll need to drill some holes in it. That way, the camera mount, as you can see on this one, with a single zip tie or 2 zip ties, it's gonna twist and turn. You can see it kind of bouncing back and forth. So what we want to do is put some in the middle area that's going to go around these bars you can see on the back side here, and that will keep it from tossing and turning. It'll kind of lock it in multiple directions. Right. So when you drill the holes, you don't want to be any wider than this little slot, otherwise it kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah,
so
otherwise
you can't run the zip.
You kind of want to stay inside that little slot right there, and you're going to go from this hole to that. Oh, let's go. Measuring tool.
No, it's eyeball.
TLAR method. That looks about right.
So the first step we're gonna have here is we need to take our Sharpie or pen or whatever you got, and we're gonna need to mark where we want to put it. That way we drill the holes in the right spots and not screw up. Otherwise, you might want to get a couple of these. So this slot right here, we're gonna use the zip ties are gonna go basically in this area here and this area as well.
So it doesn't matter which direction, right?
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But for the first, just so you're gonna have 1 zip tie there, 1 zip tie there. So what we need to do is take our GoPro mount or our camera mount, and we're gonna just put it there, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just basically mark just slightly inside where it's gonna go. So we got there and we got there. So, and we're gonna wanna drill, look at from the side here, and there. So the zip tie, the hole we're gonna drill is gonna be about 4 or 5 millimeters up. So it's gonna go in here. You wanna go just on the edge of that, about right in this area here. That will promote holding down very tight, and then you also want to get in within these 2 slots here. So I'll do that, and I'm actually just going to mark the backside so I can reference it as well. So there. So I got these 2 spots here. All right. So the next step is to break out the drill.
And this is definitely overkill size drill. It's our 18 volt.
No, this is not. All right. So basically. I see why you didn't want to drill this thing.
Make sure you got a good drill bit.
Sucks,
don't borrow your drill bit from the cameraman.
Oh, wait a minute. Those are good drill bits.
So the material is actually pretty good. You got to put a little pressure in there. So I'm just going to drill the front 2.
Which is surprising because these are really soft plastic, and to see that give it a hard time.
Well, I think this drill bit just doesn't have a very good bite. So if you got a sharp drill bit,
it's not backwards.
Maybe you need to let the cameraman drill it.
Right, so basically,
make sure you have so lesson learned, make sure you have a sharp drill bit.
That being said, we got the holes drilled front and back. Make sure they're actually decently open, otherwise it's going to be hard to get the zip ties through.
Yeah.
So I'm just checking this, and oh yeah, look at that.
They fit perfect.
The zip ties, and now the zip ties can go in multiple ways, but some of the ways may hold better than others. So what you want to do is, in this case, with a bag like this, I'm going to take the head of the zip tie that's actually the locking mechanism, and I'm going to run it from the back side to the front of the quad, back around, through the mount, and then zip it down. Now, we are not going to tighten anything until we get all of them in there, and then we're going to tighten everything at the end.
But first, we're going to put double-sided tape down.
Yes. So on this one, we're just going to take a strip of double-sided tape, and we actually need some scissors for this.
The tape is really just to hold it down while we are zip tying it down, because it does kind of tend to wiggle.
And I want to say, I'm going to run the zip ties through, and then we're going to tack that back on. And I'm going to take the zip tie, just to get it in there and back around, I'm going to actually put a couple bends in the zip tie. So I'm going to bend it once and twice. That makes it more of a hook. Now we got the hook on it. We're going to run it from the back side through this slot here. So get in there. Then that way it goes over the camera here and then slides to the front. So we got one there, and then we're going to do that again. But again, it's going to look like, 90-degree bend there, and then another bend shortly after. And that way we can hook it through without taking the top plate off. We'll be there. And then camera mount here, and running them through the camera mount, or the GoPro mount.
Or the Foxeer
action cam mount. Sorry. Don't want to get in trouble by GoPro, huh? I mean, what? Action camera manufacturers. We're going to take the backing off the double-sided tape, and we're going to figure out roughly where we want it. All right, so now that's down, and then we're going to run the zip ties through. All right, so I got it mostly down, but I'm not going to pull it too hard. I want to leave a couple clicks there before it's actually locked down, and then we're going to run some through the side. Now, on the side ones, I would also run these. Let's see how we want that. We're going to take the clasp part, and we're actually going to put that up. That way, as you tighten it, it actually pulls downwards and puts pressure on the corners there, to help keep it aligned. The top, run it out the side, there. So this is going to have a total of 4 zip ties, so hopefully we don't ever lose a camera doing it.
All right. So now, when do you want to? You want to pull them all tight yet now, or?
I'm just getting them close to it now. So basically, got that there. You're gonna see we're gonna have 2 zip ties on the side. I have one on each side. That way the clasp, the little locking mechanism doesn't push against each other, so it makes it nice and flat. So they'll tighten up good.
You reverse. You put one in this way.
Yeah, one from the left, one from the right.
Okay.
And then I got the 2 running to the back, and then from there, pretty much all we gotta do is lock everything down, and that's gonna give us a nice. I'm gonna do the sides first.
I'm gonna give it a big He-Man test after. Make sure it doesn't move.
Go for it. So then we're just going to cut the zip ties off, and if
Make sure you don't cut your antennas. These are like probably the worst scissors to use.
Yeah, if you have like wire cutters or something like that, probably be better.
Now let's give it a test. So now I'm gonna. Oh wow, that's rock solid.
So it's not.
That is not going anywhere. So now the next step is to install your GoPro or your Foxeer box camera. The box camera is just a little bit bigger than this on purpose because it wants a nice hold in there by the friction. I turned it on. The friction alone will probably hold that in place, which is good, but there's no way I'm gonna let friction alone hold it, so we're gonna throw a battery strap.
Because crashes happen, I mean. It's gonna run it through.
There you are. Now your GoPro or your Foxeer box will not fall off.
Yep.
That is not moving. The mount itself is twisting.
Yeah.
The base is not even budging. That is awesome, right? So that's it. That's how you install your action box cam, action cam, GoPro, Foxeer box, 4K, whatever you want to call them, on the Wizard, original Wizard, and the Wizard S. Both have the same frame tops. So
this actually also works on a lot of others like QAV frames and all that. There's a lot of frames out there that share very similar traits. The same process can be used with those. So this mount works on quite a few quads out there.
We also have them black and orange, so pick up a few. They're really cheap. One tip I want to mention before we go is when you put this camera on, your CG, center of gravity, is now going to be way forward. So what that means, you got to put your battery way back. And on the Wizards, there's old CG tabs.
Yeah, the strap is actually normally in the front tab on the regular Wizard. We actually moved this to the back. I forgot to mention that. But the strap you'll want to run in the back or run 2 straps, doesn't matter.
Right.
But the CG tabs.
So ideally, when you hold the CG tabs, you want it to be just like this. In this case, it's tilting forward,
Yeah.
so my center of gravity is way to the front. But once I get my battery, which I don't have any out, it'll probably be level. So.
And it's just that little bit of extra you can do to make a quad fly a little bit better.
Yeah, you can make the blot better. All right, guys. So we hope you like this video. Give us a big thumbs up, like and subscribe. Hit the little bell button for our next video. And again, for all your FPV needs, Wizard needs, Eachine needs, visit GraysonHobby.com. And stay tuned for next.
And we're out.